Hello dear students, I am Dr. Binoy Erekal, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Bhopal School of Social Sciences. The main objective of this module is to introduce you to the tools and techniques of financial analysis. In this module, first I will be explaining you the meaning of the term financial analysis, and then I will be covering the first tool, that is comparative statements, wherein I will be explaining you comparative balance sheet. I'll start this lecture with the meaning of the term financial analysis. Financial analysis helps in measuring the profitability position, solvency position, operational efficiency of an organization by establishing relationship between the items of the balance sheet, which is also termed as position statement, as well as items of profit and loss account, which is also termed as income statement or profit and loss statement. Financial analysis is a systematic process of critical evaluation of the financial information given in the financial statements in order to have better understanding of the information, and it helps in finding out the strengths, weaknesses, creditworthiness, as well as managerial efficiency of the organization. Financial analysis consists of two important segments. Number one, analysis of financial data, and number two, interpretation. Analysis of financial data basically means simplification of the data through methodological classification, whereas interpretation means to draw conclusions on the basis of the data so simplified. Both analysis and interpretation are complementary to each other. They are interrelated to each other. There are different methods used for analyzing the financial statements. It includes comparative statements, it includes common size statements, trend analysis, ratio analysis, fund flow analysis, and cash flow analysis. In this module, I will be explaining you the first tool, that is comparative statements. In this form of analysis, the financial data of 2 or more years is presented in a comparative form. It is an important tool of horizontal analysis wherein we find out the changes that have taken place in the items of the balance sheet or profit and loss account in absolute figures as well as in terms of percentage. When the data is related only to 1 year, that data remains absolute. But when the data is related to 2 or more years, that data becomes comparative. Now, I will be explaining you the format of comparative statements. The comparative statements includes 5 important columns. The first column is particulars. Then we have the previous year column, current year column, absolute change column, and percentage change column. In particulars column, we include the items of the balance sheet. I'll start with the liabilities, equities, and liabilities. Under this, the first point is shareholders fund, which includes share capital and reserves and surplus. Second point is share application money pending for allotment. Third point, non-current liabilities, which includes long-term borrowings as well as long-term provisions. Fourth point includes the current liabilities. In current liabilities, we have short-term borrowings, trade payables, and short-term provisions. In the assets, we have the first point, that is non-current assets, which includes the tangible as well as intangible assets. And current assets, it includes current investments, inventories, trade receivables, and other current assets. This is the information which we record in the first column. In the second column, we record all the items of the balance sheet of the previous years. And in the third column, we record all the items of the balance sheet of the current year. And then we calculate absolute change and percentage change. For calculating absolute change, we need to apply one formula, that is current year figure minus previous year figure. And for calculating percentage change, we need to apply the formula absolute change divided by previous year amount multiplied by 100. I'll be explaining you the comparative balance sheet with an example. They have given us the balance sheet for 2018-19 and 2019-20. 2018-19 will be taken as the previous year and 2019-20 will be taken as the current year. Share capital for the previous year they have given us it is 25 lakhs and for the current year it is 27 lakhs. Reserves and surplus it is 5 lakhs for the previous year and 6 lakhs for the current year. Long-term loans 15 lakhs for the year 2018-19 and for the year 2019-20 the amount is same, that is 15 lakhs. Short-term borrowings we have 5 lakhs for the previous year and 5,50,000 for the current year, that is 2019-20. The total of the liabilities it is 50 lakhs and 53 lakhs 50,000. In the assets we have the non-current assets, that is tangible assets 30 lakhs for 2018-19, 36 lakhs for 2019-20. Current assets it includes non-current investments 5 lakhs for the previous year and 7 lakhs for the current year. Current assets we have 15 lakhs for the year 2018-19 and 10,50,000 for the year 2019-20. Now I will be explaining you how we are calculating the absolute change as well as percentage change. For calculating absolute change, the formula that is applied is current year amount minus previous year amount. If you could see, share capital for the year 2019-20 it was 27 lakhs and for the year 2018-19 it was 25 lakhs. So absolute change will be 27 lakhs minus 25 lakhs. The difference amount is, that is what we have recorded in the absolute change column. For reserves and surplus, same way we have calculated, the difference amount is 1 lakh. Long-term loans, both the years the amount is same, so we do not have any absolute change figure. As far as short-term borrowings is concerned, previous year it was 5 lakhs and current year it is 5,50,000. As per the formula, 5,50,000 minus 5 lakh, the difference amount is 50,000, which we need to record in the absolute change. The same formula we need to apply in the total column also. The total of the liabilities for the year 2019-20 it is 53 lakhs 50,000 and for the year 2018-19 it is 50 lakhs. So the difference amount is 3,50,000. For calculating the absolute change of the assets, the same formula we will be applying. The total of tangible assets for the year 2019-20 it is 36 lakhs and for the year 2018-19 it is 30 lakhs. Absolute change is equal to current year amount minus previous year amount, which means the difference amount will be 6 lakhs. For non-current investments, current year the amount is 7 lakhs, previous year the amount is 5 lakhs. So the difference amount 2 lakhs will be taken in absolute change column. As far as current assets is concerned, previous year the amount is a bigger amount, it is 15 lakhs and current year the amount is a smaller amount, that is 10,50,000. But the formula remains the same, 10,50,000 minus 15 lakhs. What I mean to say, current year minus previous year, the difference amount is negative 4,50,000, which has to be shown with a minus sign, or the absolute change should be shown in brackets. The last column indicates percentage change. For calculating percentage change, we have already discussed the formula, that is absolute change divided by previous year amount multiplied by 100. If we have to calculate percentage change for share capital as per the formula, 2 lakhs divided by 25 lakhs multiplied by 100, the percentage is 8%. For reserves and surplus, 1 lakh divided by 50 lakhs multiplied by 100, it is 20%. For long-term loans, we need not to calculate because there is no absolute change figure. As far as short-term borrowings is concerned, if we have to calculate percentage change, the amount in the absolute change is 50,000 divided by previous year amount is 5 lakhs multiplied by 100, the percentage is 10. For calculating the percentage change for the assets, same formula we will be applying, that is absolute change divided by previous year amount multiplied by 100. For tangible assets, the absolute change was 6 lakhs. Previous year amount was 30 lakhs. So 6 lakhs divided by 30 lakhs multiplied by 100, the percentage is 20. Non-current investments, absolute change is 2 lakhs. Previous year amount is 5 lakhs. So 2 lakhs divided by 5 lakhs multiplied by 100, the percentage is 40. Current assets, absolute change was negative 4,50,000 and previous year amount was 15 lakhs. So negative 4,50,000 divided by 15 lakhs multiplied by 100, the percentage change will be negative 30%. The above analysis reveals the following points. As I said, financial analysis includes methodological classification, which is termed as analysis of financial data, as well as interpretation, which means to draw conclusion. First point, share capital has increased by 8%, whereas reserves and surplus got increased by 20%. There is no additional long-term borrowings as the amount of long-term borrowings were same in both the years, and current liabilities got increased by 10%. The fixed assets increased by 20% and the non-current investments got increased by 40%. The current assets got reduced by 4,50,000, which is represented by negative 30%. The comparative balance sheet can also be presented by showing working capital, capital employed, as well as shareholders fund. Now, I will be explaining you the comparative balance sheet on the basis of this format. A point indicates non-current assets, which basically includes tangible as well as intangible assets. B point indicates working capital, that is the difference between current assets and current liabilities. C point indicates capital employed, that is the total of A plus B, that is non-current assets plus working capital. Once we get C, from C we need to deduct D point, that is long-term liabilities. Long-term liabilities includes debentures, long-term loans, loans from financial institutions, etc. And when we deduct D from C, the balance amount is termed as E point, that is shareholders fund. Shareholders fund can also be calculated with the help of the total of share capital and reserves and surplus. F point indicates share capital and G point indicates reserves and surplus. F plus G is also equal to shareholders fund. Now, I will be explaining you the comparative balance sheet on the basis of the second format, wherein we will be showing working capital, capital employed, as well as shareholders fund. We have an example. The non-current assets includes fixed assets. For the year 2018-19, the amount is 20 lakhs, and for the year 2019-20, the amount is 30 lakhs. Working capital, as I explained you, that is the difference between current assets and current liabilities. The current assets for the previous year, that is 2018-19, it is 10 lakhs, and for the current year, it is 18 lakhs. Current liabilities for the previous year, it is 4 lakhs, and for the year 2019-20, it is 8 lakhs. So if we have to calculate the working capital, we need to apply the formula current assets minus current liabilities. So 10 lakhs minus 4 lakhs, 6 lakhs is the working capital for the year 2018-19, and for the current year, if we have to calculate the working capital, same formula, 18 lakhs minus 8 lakhs, the difference amount is 10 lakhs. So this is indicated as B point. Now comes the computation of C point, that is capital employed. That is the total of A point and B point, that is total of non-current assets and working capital. Non-current assets was 20 lakhs for the previous year. Working capital was 6 lakhs for the previous year. So 20 lakhs plus 6 lakhs, capital employed for the first year is 26 lakhs. For the current year, Non-current assets was 30 lakhs, working capital was 10 lakhs. So as per the formula, A plus B, capital employed for the current year will be 30 lakhs plus 10 lakhs, the total is 40 lakhs. D point indicates non-current liabilities, and if we deduct non-current liabilities from capital employed, the difference amount is termed as shareholders fund, that is the E point. Non-current liabilities for the previous year it is 10 lakhs and for the current year it is 16 lakhs. D point indicates the non-current liabilities, and if we have to calculate shareholders fund, from C point we need to deduct D point. C point was capital employed. For the previous year 2018-19, capital employed was 26 lakhs, non-current liabilities was 10 lakhs. So 26 lakh minus 10 lakhs, the difference amount is 16 lakhs. So shareholders fund for the previous year 2018-19, it is 16 lakhs. Same way we will be calculating it for the current year. Capital employed for 2019-20, it was 40 lakhs. Non-current liabilities, it was 60 lakhs. 40 lakhs minus 16 lakhs, the difference amount is 24 lakhs. F point indicates the amount of share capital and G point indicates the amount of reserves and surplus. Share capital plus reserves and surplus, that is also equal to shareholders fund. For the previous year 2018-19, share capital was 10 lakhs, reserves and surplus is 6 lakhs, so 10 lakhs plus 6 lakhs, it is 16 lakhs. And for the current year 2019-20, share capital is 20 lakhs, reserves and surplus is 4 lakhs, so 20 lakhs plus 4 lakhs, it is 24 lakhs. The formula for absolute change remains the same, that is current year amount minus previous year amount, irrespective of any format of comparative statements we are applying. For fixed assets, if we have to calculate absolute change, how to calculate? Current year amount is 30 lakhs, previous year amount is 20 lakhs. So 30 lakhs minus 20 lakhs, the difference amount is 10 lakhs. For current assets, same way we will be calculating, the difference amount is 8 lakhs. For current liabilities, the difference amount or absolute change is coming as 4 lakhs. And for working capital, previous year the amount of working capital was 6 lakhs, current year the amount of working capital is 10 lakhs. So if we have to calculate absolute change, 10 lakhs minus 6 lakhs, the difference amount is 4 lakhs. Same way we will be calculating it for capital employed. Capital employed for the current year is 40 lakhs and for the previous year it is 26 lakhs. So 40 lakhs minus 26 lakhs, absolute change for this particular item will be 14 lakhs. As far as non-current liabilities is concerned, current year the amount is 16 lakhs, previous year the amount is 10 lakhs. So 16 lakhs minus 10 lakhs, the difference amount is 6 lakhs. The shareholders fund for the current year was 24 lakhs and the shareholders fund for the previous year was 16 lakhs. So 24 lakhs minus 16 lakhs, the difference amount is 8 lakhs. For share capital also, we will be calculating the absolute change in the same way. The amount of share capital for the year 2019-20, that is the current year, it is 20 lakhs and previous year it is 10 lakhs. So 20 lakhs minus 10 lakhs, the difference amount is 10 lakhs. Reserves and surplus. Current year, the amount is a smaller amount, it is 4 lakhs and reserves and surplus for the previous year, it is 6 lakhs. The formula remains the same, current year minus previous year. So 4 lakh minus 6 lakh, the difference amount will be negative 2 lakhs. This negative 2 lakhs to be shown with a minus sign or it has to be shown in the brackets. Same way, we need to apply this on the totals as well. 24 lakhs is the shareholders fund for the previous year and for the current year it is 16 lakhs. So 24 lakhs minus 16 lakhs, absolute change in shareholders fund, it is 8 lakhs. For calculating percentage change, we have already discussed the formula, that is absolute change divided by previous year amount multiplied by 100. If we have to calculate for the fixed assets, how to calculate? It is 10 lakhs divided by 20 lakhs multiplied by 100, the percentage change is 50%. If we have to compute percentage change for current assets, absolute change is 8 lakhs, previous year amount it is 10 lakhs, so 8 lakhs divided by 10 lakhs multiplied by 100, it is 80%. Same way, we'll be calculating for current liabilities. 4 lakhs is the absolute change, previous year amount is also 4 lakhs. So 4 lakhs divided by 4 lakhs multiplied by 100, percentage change is 100%. Working capital, absolute change is 4 lakhs, previous year amount is 6 lakhs. So 4 lakhs divided by 6 lakhs multiplied by 100, percentage change will be 66.67%. For capital employed, the absolute change was 14 lakhs, previous year amount was 26 lakhs. So 14 lakhs divided by 26 lakhs multiplied by 100, the percentage change is 53.83%. Non-current liabilities includes long-term loans. Absolute change was 6 lakhs, previous year amount was 10 lakhs. So 6 lakhs divided by 10 lakhs multiplied by 100, the percentage change is 60%. For calculating percentage change on share capital, same way we'll be applying the formula. Absolute change was 10 lakhs, previous year amount was 10 lakhs. So 10 lakhs divided by 10 lakhs multiplied by 100, percentage change is 100%. As far as reserves and surplus is concerned, absolute change was negative 2 lakhs. Previous year amount, it was 6 lakhs. So negative 2 lakhs divided by 6 lakhs multiplied by 100, whatever percentage comes, it should be negative, that is 33.33%. The above analysis reveals the following points. Working capital has increased by 66.67%, whereas fixed assets got increased by 50%. The capital employed got increased by 53.83%, and the non-current liabilities got increased by 60%. The share capital increased by 100%, whereas reserves and surplus got reduced by 33.33%. In the second module, I will be explaining you the comparative income statement. Thank you.